Hey everybody! What a mess was Friday. That was a big mess, guys. I hope you can hear me, because I want you to hear me. So, thanks a lot. Hey Wraith, hey Karen, hey Doctor Strange, hey Lorraine, and Lauren. Lorraine and Lauren, that's crazy, you guys are right next to each other. Hey Danielle, and hello, number one, ROTFL. ROT, roll on the floor, laughing. Hey user, others. Don't use others, that's gonna make you a bad guy, cause then you'll be a user, not a good guy. You know what I'm talking about. Hey Zen. So guys, in the next few days, I may, let me turn this a little bit, get a little bit less of that on me, and also turn this up a little bit, there you go. I may be telling you that I've gotten a job. I'm not making any guarantees right now, but it might happen. I don't know, my buddy, you know, he was like, hey, you know, the place I work is hiring, they pay pretty well, and although it's not exactly, you know, what I've been wanting to do my whole life, it's not a bad gig. And so that might be what we end up doing. Where's my other little book? I got a little book over here somewhere I want to get at. Just knock some shit down real quick. What is this? Oh, this is some bullshit I can throw away. Look at that. What do we got here? Let's take a look at what... And guys, I've been thinking about music more, and as a result of that, I want to share with you some of my musical proclivities by showing you how bad I am at playing things. So, hey Melissa, hey Selena, hey Amada, hi. Hi Karen, wait, I already said hi to Karen. What's the job going to be? The job is going to be more of a labor job. It's going to be more driving stuff around, servicing things, not people. I won't be servicing people. I haven't sunk to that depth yet. But, you know, it should be pretty good, and it should get me kind of back in the... I mean, I'm not, like, out on the streets or anything, but money's been running a little low. So it'll be nice to have some real income coming back in, even though it's gonna take a big bite out of some of that that sweet free time that I do love so much. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those. So this here is called a slide whistle, and I got it at a place called Wacko. And it's like, hey, check out who just got home. It's my fucking wife. I mean, I can't get that one quite right. It's not going right. But then it's like, oh, wait a second. What, you know, oh, and she brought her friend. You know what I mean? It's like you get a glimpse of that friend, and all of a sudden you're like, sounds like, I can imagine this being like a thing that's a character in a show that you're never meant to understand, kind of like Chewbacca. And it's like, oh, hey, buddy, what are you doing today? And they're like, and you're like, oh, yeah, I get you there. And they're like, and you're like, that sounds tough. And you're like, yeah, I mean, I didn't need you to tell me your whole life story. And it's like, okay, I gotta go. I know. I'm just. Don't fucking yell at me, okay? Hey, Josh. How's it going? I'm just playing with a slide whistle. This is the sort of thing that happens when I run out of ideas about things to talk about. Danielle, I do not do parties. So just don't worry about it. A couple people have asked me to do parties. I have even done a few parties, and I will not be doing any parties. At least not anymore. Unless things get real bad, I do not do parties. Yeah. Josh, I got your jam right here. This is my ocarina. I've had this thing since I was like 12, and I gotta relearn to play it. I don't know. I can play the first few seconds of I'd Like to Buy the World a Coke. That's about all I can do for you. Oh, Jesus. Then there's this fucking thing. I don't even know how this works anymore. I think this one goes like, I put this like in my mouth, and then I gotta like play it. I got all sorts of musical instruments, and the reason why I'm doing this right now is because I was playing a game of, it was a big D&D weekend for me, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm honestly a little ashamed to say it, because when I say a big D&D weekend, I probably spent like more than half of one entire day playing D&D combined. Like, there was probably about 14 hours of D&D, like just between like Friday and Sunday. And that's not something a grown man should be doing necessarily, but it's also not something that a grown man shouldn't be doing. You know what I'm talking about? So one of my characters is a bard, and I was like, bard with a lute, fine, I don't care. Like, great, stupid guitarists. And then I was like, but what if he had something different? And I found a kalimba online. I found that the instrument I really wanted him to have was a kalimba, and now I want a kalimba. And I'll probably never get any good with it, but I really want a kalimba. I think this thing here, I'm supposed to go like. No. This thing is called a mouth harp, and I have to put it. I have to figure out how this thing goes in the mouth. I feel like it. I should. And it should. I want to say I'll put. Or this. I don't remember how to play this one. It has a very specific way in which I need to like. No, not like that. I don't know, guys. But the point is that this thing is a thing. And I gotta. I don't know, man. Did I say hi to Helen? Hi, Helen. I'm talking to a friend on FaceTime. The sound of your slide whistle. That's correct. Tell your friend thank you for putting that forward, because I'm happy that that's one of the only things she could end up hearing. What else do we got up here? I got a rape whistle. Yep, that's definitely a rape whistle. Cat, I don't think liked that too much, so I'm gonna lay off of that before my cat gets mad at me. And I got another little tiny slide whistle. This is for if you don't have a big doinker. So guys, just keep in mind this is the life I live, and this is what I'm gonna do with the remainder of my free time. Until I get a full-time job, these are the sorts of things that I'm really gonna be maximizing my potential with. Poking around my room and looking for things like my old birthday card to say, oh well, man, I'm gonna miss just doing this all day. And then you close it.
5, 6, 7, 8. Good boy.
And You know what I'm saying? And something you probably didn't see on my birthday that I tried to show you about a million times is this guy. It's a birthday card, and it does this guy here. Nope. Nope, I blew out the batteries. God damn it. I had one shot at that, and I blew the batteries out before the stupid thing even started. A bard that only plays a very bad version of Darude Sandstorm. Oh, man. I like how you're trying to just figure out how to use a mouth harp. Yeah, the mouth harp... I don't know, man. There's a... Like, I gotta put it in my mouth somehow. And I feel like hey. Nope. No, that's not gonna work today. I gotta figure that one out. There's an Ocarina app for my... No, I don't want to use an Ocarina app for my phone. That would be bad. I did, Karen. In my defense, Karen, I don't think I broke your card. I think maybe that card was never meant to be mailed. It was more meant to be carried very gently. And when the postal service got a hold of it, it was like, oh, well, let's just smash it and make it do the thing it's supposed to do a million times in the mail. And then by the time it gets to its receiver, it will be out of batteries from constantly doing the Chihuahua dance. Let's try it again. You can see his little Chihuahua head, and it's supposed to do a little, he does a little dance, and then when you press the button, he dances faster. See what I'm saying? Best B-Day cards. Yeah, they are the best B-Day cards. My mom sent me one too. Here's the one my mom sent me. So as you can tell, there's definitely a theme here of small animals, and this one is a hug joke. It's a birthday hug joke. Let me see what I can do without. But what's nice is now I get a little more light on me, because one of the beautiful birthday things I got for the birthday is this light that I have right here that I can shine upon myself. And actually, it looks like I can lower it. I can lower it down a little bit. Look at that. That's a nice even something. It's still super bright on this shoulder. That's bad. Oh yeah, Karen, he danced a couple times for me. He just didn't he didn't have a lot of stamina in him after. Yeah, my mom sent me actually she sent me some insoles that I had on my Amazon wish list. And so I got 2 sets of these insoles that I wanted. And now I have to figure out where to put this second set, because they're kind of thick. They've got a little body to them, and man, I don't know if I can fit them into some of my more slender, low-profile shoes. Hey, Riku, Mexican Chihuahua did at least yeah. They have all kinds of videos on how to play it. Selena, type out exactly how to play this mouth harp, and I will try it. God. It came with like an instruction manual, but I lost it. I lost it hard. I supposed to. I mean, we got, I hit the whole thing. Nope. I don't know where it's supposed to go. I just put the entire thing in my mouth, and I'm pretty sure that's wrong. Now, on the other hand, I do have this guy. That's it. I mean, that's the whole deal with that one. So there you go. Little harmonica. This is what's this one called? A son of a bitch. Is there something in there? Alright, there may be like an insect in there that I've just like put my mouth all over. Yep. Pretty lucky I didn't just inhale like a goddamn ant or a cockroach or some shit. That's gross. Alright, no more playing instruments for the night. Because now I feel like I've just inhaled cockroaches. If you look real hard, you can see, maybe, there's something in there. I don't want to get too close. It's in there. God damn it. I don't know how to play any of these instruments. That was literally just me breathing with a harmonica in front of my face. So, support the arts. Go pick up an instrument and start eating the insects that may or may not have been inside there. Oh, man. The hat with the red shoes, but they don't send to P.O. boxes. Oh. All right, Karen. We can make an arrangement. Man, I gotta figure out a way to get that hat. Converse aren't meant to be worn for a long time, but I don't care about the rules of what you're supposed to do with shoes, so regardless, I do it anyways. Yeah, I don't listen to shoes rules either. I got a pair of shoes that everybody hates, and I wear them all the time. My girlfriend does not like it, and I say, too bad. I'm gonna wear my boots because I like those guys real much. Concert was good. He's gonna play all night. Also didn't have. Oh, you went to the Thing concert. He said he was going to play all night. I also didn't have to pick a friend. Well, that's good, Rico. That's a win-win situation. So, guys, let's talk about starting new occupations and jobs. There's a real scary breaking point there, and I use the word breaking point a lot lately, but, you know, that's just the way it has to go sometimes. What do you guys experience when you start a new job? I always find that there's just like a really terrible, like, sinking feeling that comes with starting a new job, and you just feel like you're gonna die. You feel like you're gonna fail, and everyone's going to be mad at you, and then you're not going to have a job or income, and you're going to have a bunch of people mad at you for failing. And I don't want that for myself. I don't want that for anyone. I want everyone to be good at their job. And, man, it's happened. Like, I've been to a job where I just did a bad job, and I couldn't get it right, and that's rough, and I'm so afraid of that happening again. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think I can do all right this time. I'm so shiny. Look at me. I want to tap this. Tap it. Tap it. Maybe smudge it. No. It's too shiny. Need to diffuse powder this a little bit. I'm a little blotchy. Jesus. So, you're gonna come with me on this journey that I'm taking. And I'm gonna be telling you about my experiences, my fears and insecurities, my triumphs, hopefully. I find out whose ass I have to kiss to get promoted, and then get promoted within 6 months. Yeah, Josh, I'll tell you my experience with promotions is that I don't like them. I like taking on a job, I like working that job, and then I like getting raises. Promotions don't mean shit. Raises are where it's at. I want to get good at doing one thing and doing it well, and I want to get more money for it. Forget this bullshit where I take on a ton more responsibility, and then I get like unreasonable expectations for other people put on me where I am responsible for making this guy do better work when I was better than he was at doing what he's currently doing, but I'm not allowed to do it anymore. So fuck the promotion thing. I'm not taking that route for sure. Like, I'd rather be down at the bottom rung taking orders but not causing problems and getting paid well than being responsible for 5 other guys who are a problem for me and act like I'm an asshole whenever I tell them not to take a 45-minute dump while on their shift. When I started my first job, I was actually pretty good at it, most because I was a retail job, I was in high school. I feel like I did something wrong. True, part of why I hate my job now. Yeah, I mean, the system is flawed. We are told that you can get to be the boss, and that's the way to, like, make it in the world. But the truth is, it's a totally different track. You start the job, and yeah, you can take a promotion and you take on more responsibility, and you might get a raise by doing so. But you know what? You might not. You ever heard of lateral promotions? I have. It's where your boss tells you to do more with the hope that you'll get paid more someday, and you just do it. You just do it. Yeah, I mean, I hear you, user. Like, fuck the police. Not really, though. I mean, the police are brave men and women that do their job valiantly and protect us in times of need and strife. So, I mean, I respect the police. I believe that there's potentially people who are bad or maliciously bad at any job they do, but I don't, singling out the police in this case is not necessarily a hill I want to die on. So, whatever. I'm not going to be working at Pilot gas station in Walmart so I can go to college and help support my mom. Well, Lorraine, I mean, if you're paying the bills, cool, but don't ever let them take advantage of you, because that's just going to not pan out well for anybody. Good night, Riku. In a job, you learn to hate the people. I don't know. To be honest, Melissa, I've had some jobs where I loved most of the people I worked with. Like, I really did have a couple of really cool jobs that I enjoyed. But you also roll your eyes a lot. There's definitely a lot of people at any given job that you just don't feel like dealing with. So you gotta roll with it. I've been at my current job for 5 years now, but I really hate it now, and the pay isn't good either. The company that bought us sucks too. No idea how to run our store, even though they own a bunch of stores. I'm not sure where you work, Wraith, but it sounds like a pretty... Good night, Doctor Strange. It sounds like a pretty common complaint. Any company that gets bought by another company, the usual situation is that the buying company doesn't know what the hell is going on, nor are they interested in making anything better or good at all. And so they just take the money and let you die slowly in your work hell as they siphon the profits of your labor. She's actually very supportive. My stepdad is abusing our money. Oh no. I hate hearing that. Like, we are a smallish grocery store, but the way they force order stuff to us makes me think that they think we are a giant Walmart. Yeah, Wraith. The retail industry is so... My mother had a retail store for a while. And I learned quickly the sort of shit that you have to go through when you're running a store. Overhead, paying rent, just... Covering your costs is incredibly hard when you're depending on people to walk in the door and buy things that you've already paid for. And, man, they can't come in fast enough unless you're Walmart or you're Target or you're Kroger or you're, one of these enormous, like, Hobby Lobby or, any of these J.C. Penney's is like just something that's got enormous financial backing, but it got it like decades ago when the market was better. Whew. Hey, Discorded Soul, welcome. Probably not going to go for too much longer, but you're here, and that's what's important. I still have a year before I can get a job. None of the places that hire under 16, unfortunately. Well, Zen Maple Arctic, I mean, just tell them that you've got 3 randomly generated letters and numbers and words as a name. Maybe they'll hire you because they like something that sounds like a really weird ice cream flavor. You can be like, my name's Zen Maple Arctic. I kind of taste like the licking the side of a frozen tree and then feeling really serene about it. You know what I'm talking about. So here are the things that happened today. I went. I had an interview. It lasted about 2.5 hours. I walk in and the dude knew I was coming, and I was like, yeah, you know, what do you need me to do? And he's like, well, here's a pen, and here's 3 sheets of paper that have all of the shit that you just handed me a resume for. So just rewrite your entire resume on this sheet of paper along with your social security number, driver's history, like signing us the ability to, hey, Cosmic Cupcake. Hey, Jen. So I did that for like 15, 20 minutes. And then he's like, yeah, here, take this mechanical aptitude test. Now, I'm going to tell you a little story about mechanical aptitude tests. They're fun. You know, it's a lot of critical thinking and problem solving and diagrams, and I'm into that shit. I like it. So it's pictures of gears, and you got to figure out if this gear is spinning clockwise, and then there's 5 more gears, and you have to figure out which direction would this other gear be spinning. And you get through it, and a lot of it's pretty simple. But then there's like a fucking picture of like a squiggly line, and it says, this is the surface of the moon. And then it says, if you shot a bullet from a rifle on the surface of the moon, would it fall faster or slower than it would on Earth? And it's like, where am I working? What am I going to be doing at this job that I need to know the atmospheric and gravitational conditions of the goddamn surface of the moon? And then he comes and talks to me. He was a friendly guy. He was an awesome guy. I like that guy. And he was like, so here's the thing, and you know, your schedule's gonna look like this, and you're gonna be delivering in this area and stuff. And he goes, and he tells me about this on-call schedule, and I don't really know what that looks like yet, what on-call means. Like, on-call to me means like you have to be available. So there's going to be days in my life where I just can't make commitments to do things. I just kind of have to be like around and doing shit. But he gets past that, and then he's like, you got 2 more things to do. The first is you have to print out like your driver's license form from the DMV website. Let me tell you something about the California DMV fucking website. It is a real big pile of bullshit. What they do is they make you create a username and password like so many other sites, but then they delete that password after 18 months. So by the time you come around needing to re-register or do something else on that site, you're trying to use like an old username and password that doesn't exist anymore. And then you go and you try to make that work, and they're like, oh, hey, what's your license number? But before you submit this file, we're going to make you like pick and answer fucking 5 security questions. And it's like, who's the sports team you wish would lose? Where was your first child born? Who's your best man at your wedding? And it's like, fucking, I don't know. I never even had a wedding. I never had a kid. I don't know what the name of the doctor who delivered me was. I don't know what my 3rd grade teacher's name was anymore. Like, it's bullshit. So I submit this form and it's like, no, it's not, your information isn't the same as we have. So I'm submitting it and I'm like, oh, maybe I needed to use a different alphanumeric character for the password because there's rules about how the password works. I must have submitted that goddamn thing 12 times. Finally, I call them on the phone and the lady's like, oh, yeah, the password that you've created has to be a capital letter followed by at least 3 other letters, followed by at least some numbers, or special characters. But you can't have numbers and special characters, despite the fact that the goddamn site tells you you're supposed to have numbers and special characters. So I'm like, okay, so I gotta make a fucking password that is this way. And then I get down to the bottom of the thing, and she's like, oh, and also, let me tell you something. Your driver's license number that has 1 letter at the beginning of it, it's cap sensitive. It's a format where there's always 1 capital letter at the beginning, and the website is cap sensitive. You can't just hit the letter and then the numbers. You have to capitalize the letter and then put in the numbers. It took me probably 35 minutes to figure out how to fucking get a login to the DMV website while I'm sitting in this, like, it's an office. Like, it was a very, like, kind of not outdated office, but it's a very much an office that didn't have much personality. And I just wanted to go and eat lunch, and it was crazy. But this is the best part. I got to take my Discorded Soul. The place I'm applying to is a place that is a vendor for industrial washer chemicals. So, like, they refill a lot of the bleaches and the soaps and the detergents and stuff for, like, retirement homes and restaurants and anything else that might wash either dishes or clothing or whatever, or even have bathrooms that have soap dispensers in them. So it's a place that just deals mostly with the chemicals and sometimes with the machines. Moving on. User is real fired up. If User was playing their cards a little differently, I'd be like, wow, that's pretty hostile. But honestly, User, you're right. You're absolutely right. I think you're preaching God's own gospel there. You're really getting on the subject. It won't be dangerous, Zen. It's mostly soaps. It's not a lot of, like, you know, real hazardous chemicals, although there might be. Thanks, Discorded Soul. So here's the last thing I had to do at my job thing. They had I don't know what they call it, if it's a morality test or a personality test or what, but it was like, how often do you fist fight? Like, when was the last time you had a fist fight with your coworkers? Do you feel like getting into fights very often? Do you feel like conflicts should be solved with violence? Are you often angry? And then it was like, in the past 2 years, how much have you stolen from your previous employers? What was the other goddamn thing? It was like, do you do any of the following, have you ingested any of the following chemicals other than medications prescribed by a doctor? And it's like PCP, heroin, coke / snow / blow, dope, smack, marijuana, like all the different drugs you could possibly think of. It's like, hey, now's your chance to get this off your chest. Tell your employer as soon as possible that you're, like, dead up doing fucking Molly on the job. Like, because that's something that I think we need to come clean about when you're applying for a job. Are you fucking nuts? Are you crazy? Like, of course I'm not going to admit to that. Like, I could be the biggest, like, smack fiend in the world. I don't even know what smack is. But why? You don't... like, there's probably about a dozen guys in, like, the deepest, darkest corners of San Francisco who are so incredibly liberal with their drug use that they think that they can saunter into a job application and be like, yeah, I smoke hashish on the job. What of it? Like, and they, you know, they think that because it's honesty, they're going to get respect for it. And it's like, this is coming from a fucking computer terminal that hasn't been updated since like 1998. And, you know, obviously the people that are going to read this test are not like wearing like Rastafarian knit caps with like a Bob Marley Legalize It shirt, and they're like looking for the perfect applicant who they're finally going to be able to be like, yo son, welcome to upper management, blaze it up. Like, what? It's never ever gonna happen. Thank you, Risa, for clarifying that smack is heroin. Let's see, do they really expect people? Yeah, so I gave them a couple little like, yeah, I get frustrated sometimes answers, and I'm hoping I don't like end up walking in tomorrow and finding out that they're gonna be like, yeah, we can't hire chronically frustrated people. And so, out. Yeah, that's a concern. That's a real, like, I don't want that to happen kind of situation. So we'll see how it goes. The deal is tomorrow I have to go in at 6:45 a.m. and I have to ride in a truck with a man who knows how to do his job, and I have to watch him do his job for, I guess it's gonna be around it's gonna be around 8 hours. Actually, I'm gonna do 8 hours of labor tomorrow for free. Then it's not gonna be labor, it's gonna be observational job training, and then after that I can talk about actually starting to work. Whew. It's not a pen, it's actually a rape whistle. That's what that is. It's a rape whistle. I got it. I think I got it at a concert somewhere. Guys, if you ever feel like you need to talk to someone about sexual assault, www.jwj.org and www.ussstudents.org. And maybe you can get yourself one of these, you know, for your health. It's called shadowing, and it's a pain in the ass. Yeah, Risa, you know, I think, honestly, I don't mind, because if this job is a nightmare, at least I'll get to see it before I commit to, like, getting hired, and then I have to get, like, fired for being like, I don't think this is up my alley. Vivian heard that, and she's all fussed up about it. It's called shadowing, yeah. And now my volume is way too high right now, thank you. Not labor, it's job training. Yeah, I mean, user, you see what's going on there. Hi, Jen. I said hi to you earlier. I did. Were you listening? Were you not paying attention? Have you ever tried to walk on stilts before? It's hard but awesome. You know, when I was a kid, we had a toy, and it was basically two upside down buckets that had kind of ropes, strings coming out of them, and you would stand on the buckets and lift the strings underneath your feet, and you would walk with these buckets under your feet. It was kind of like stilts, but I think I've also tried stilts, and they're pretty cool. I've tried the actual stick stilts that are basically just long poles that have pegs sticking off them, and you put your feet on the pegs, and then you just hold the stilts and walk around with them. I don't think I've ever really been trained for what I do at my job. I just kind of do it. Yeah, Wraith, that's something that I'm always worried about, is getting hired by a job that's not willing to train me, and then they expect a lot of me. That's actually one of the jobs that the job that I ended up getting like fired from was a guy who was just like, okay, so come on in here. So we've got these 18 giant, large format industrial printers. Each one of them is named with like a completely randomly generated number and letter sequence. So for this particular job, I mean, just look into common sense and you'll know that the XJ5190 is the printer you're going to want to use. Set it to RGB default non-proxy mode, and then use the type of paper we have hidden in this little cubby bin right here. You're going to have to mount it in the printer by the dotted lines. There's a laser light inside. Do not let the paper touch the laser, or else you're out of alignment. If the printer runs while it's not on alignment, you will break the entire printer and it will cost us $300,000. Also, every single other one of these 9 printers that we have here have similar settings. Well, go ahead, have fun. And he would just like let me do these jobs, and I'd be like, can I get a refresher course on this? And he's like, well, I only wanted to tell you once. Like, I didn't want you to keep asking me how to do this stuff. And it's like, well, what you do is extremely technical. I just don't want to get it wrong. And finally, he fired me. So I was like, okay, well, fuck it then. And that was unfortunate. Justice's character was stilted. I was 6'10" with them. That's cool. For a moment, I thought you meant 2 people were outside playing football, which is equally as loud. Didn't know for a whole year that I had an email I was supposed to check. No one told me. Yeah, that's how it goes, Wraith. You know, you just you get put into this situation and no one tells you. I've been trained for what I do. I just kind of do it. Yeah. 2 guys playing a football game right now are being really fucking loud. Yeah. I never received any training for my actual work. 13 years later, I give training to the new staff. Well, at least you're there now, Karen. You know, they don't have to go through what you did. So, guys, keep an eye open for whether or not I get this job, and whether or not I take this job, and whether or not I succeed at this job, and whether or not I'm made miserable by this job, and whether or not I become prosperous again, and maybe start working on some new costumes, because maybe I'll have money again. But don't set your hopes too high on that one. Well, regardless of what time it is, people up to accept over a glorified game of catch. I've witnessed a 13-year-old break his nose over football. Good luck, good luck. Yeah, many people break things over football. I hope you do get it. Me too, Lorraine. I'd really like to have some real purpose in my life, and I've been getting a little bit of a belly lately, so I'd like to kind of sweat that off. Having a good summer job will help me get back into being pumped. Know what I mean? Getting pumped up, pumping it up, pumping it down, pumping it up and down. That's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. Let me try blowing half this rape whistle right now. Nope. Alright, so 1/2 works. 1/2 not as much. Together they work a lot better. If you blow hard, it makes that kind of dual sound. I don't think the kitty likes it very much. Anyways, gonna put on some mass, make some gains. You know what I'm saying? No pain, no gain. I wish there could be no pain and gain. I hope you get your job. I need to get a different one. Breaking point now. Stop that. I use Pokemon Go as motivation for walking. Yeah, that's a good idea. No, Cosmic Cupcake, I definitely made it clear to them that there is a week in, August, that I will need off. And he said, that's how that's going to go. So he's fine with me having a week set aside to go to Gen Con for sure. That was actually one of the first things I brought up with him. So our time at Gen Con is safe. I would never... honestly, I would turn a job down to make sure that I did right by you at Gen Con. So, question is Loki actually evil, or is he just technically just trying to take over the throne? Is that really evil? Yes, Loki is evil. So, that answers that question, and with that, I'm going to sign off. I hope that you guys have a great night and a great day tomorrow. If I can get ThorTV on board and I'm not in the middle of a work day, then we will do our Thursday broadcast, and we'll talk to you then. Okay. But until next time, miss you, love you, bye-bye.